The following is a slightly historical series on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era of China's history. Because this is based off of a video game, and myself playing it, there will be a lot of incorrect information that we will correct using the help of Wikipedia. For those of you who want to learn more about Dynasty Warriors, or the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era, I suggest reading the book. Please enjoy the following presentation.
Xu Huang, another awesome and powerful person within the Wei army. A powerful warrior, he is also well versed in matters of strategy. With his strong sense of honor, he despises cowardice and deceit.
I am Xu Huang. I have dedicated my life to refining and honing my skills in battle in order to discover my true inner strength.
Xu Huang was born in Yang County, which is located southeast of present-day Hongtong County, Shanxi. He served as a minor official in the commandery office in his youth. Later, he became a subordinate of Yang Fang, a former White Wave bandit who later became a general under the Han central government. Xu Huang later followed Yang Fang to attack rebels and was commissioned as a cavalry commandant as a reward for his efforts. Between 192 and 195, Li Jue and Guo Si controlled the Han central government and held the figurehead Emperor Jian hostage in the imperial capital Chang'an. In 195, internal conflict broke out between Li Jue and Guo Si, whose respective factions started warring with each other in the streets of Chang'an. Yang Fang and Xu Huang were Li Jue's subordinates at the time. In the same year, Xu Huang managed to convince Yang Fang to escort Emperor Jian from Chang'an back to the old Han imperial capital of Luoyang. After Emperor Jian made it safely to Anyi County, he rewarded Xu Huang by granting him the peerage of a marquis of a chief village.
I currently serve beneath Lord Cao Cao and assist him in his efforts to end the chaos. I believe that only true strength can create the world of peace that he seeks.
After they returned to Luoyang with Emperor Jian, internal conflict broke out between the generals Han Xiang and Dong Cheng, who were among those who escorted the emperor back to Luoyang. During his time, Xu Huang persuaded Yang Fang to summon the warlord Cao Cao to Luoyang to help them deal with the crisis and protect the emperor. In early 196, Cao Cao and his troops showed up and fetched Emperor Jian to their base in Zhu, which became the new Han capital. Yan Fang initially wanted to heed Xu Huang's suggestion and joined Cao Cao, but ultimately refused and went his own way. Xu Huang followed him. In late 196, after Cao Cao defeated Yang Fang in the battle at Liang State, Xu Huang pledged his allegiance to Cao Cao.
Our lord has decided to face Yuan Shao, who happens to be his childhood friend. He's even willing to sacrifice friendship in order to realize his ambitions. Very well, I shall follow him anywhere.
Cao Cao sent Xu Huang with an army to attack rebels in Zhuan County. Xu Huang defeated them and was promoted to Major General. During the battles between Cao Cao and Lu Bu in Zhu Province, Xu Huang attacked and defeated Lu Bu's subordinates Zhao Shu and Li Zhou. With aid from Shi Huan, he also defeated and killed Sui Gu in Hen'e Commandery. In the year 200, during the Battle of Guan Yu between Cao Cao and Yuan Shao, Xu Huang participated in the early skirmishes at Bo Ma and Yan Ford, where he helped defeat the warlord Liu Bei, who had joined Yuan Shao after losing Zhu Province, and Yuan Shao's general Yan Liang and Wen Chao. He was promoted to lieutenant general for his achievements and later joined Cao Hong in eliminating rebels led by Zhu Bi at Yijiang.
Xu Huang, I know that you are always trying to advance your skills in the martial arts. Worry not, for I shall allow you many opportunities to improve them. We shall advance our army to Guan Yu to force a showdown with Yuan Shao. Even though the enemy army is large, Yuan Shao is an inept commander. They will be no match for us. Xu Huang, I want you to position yourself between Bai Ma and Yan Ji and aid whoever is in trouble. If you see an opportunity to crush the enemy, then by all means, take it.
Amazing! I see why our lord was so eager to have you on his side.
I am here only because I have no other way to repay my debt to Lord Cao Cao.
One who uses his skills in service of obligation is a man on the path to true might. I could learn something from him. Great act.
So Yuan Shao had stored his supplies at a depot in Guxi. Cao Cao sent Xu Huang and Xu Huang to attack this position. They defeated the defenders at Guxi and burnt down Yuan Shao's grain carts. Well, I have to turn around and go back to the stores. Forcing Yuan Shao to call for relief supplies in response to this raid. Xu Huang received the title of Marquis of a Chief Village for this contribution.
Yuan Shao is dead. He was concerned only with pride and ignored the opinions of his advisors. Whereas we believed in ability and valued good counsel. This battle was over before it started. There are still bigger threats to our power out there than Yuan Shao. We must prepare for the inevitable battles ahead and deal with them when they come.
So after the battle, a few years later, Xu Huang joined Cao Cao on the campaigns against the heirs of Yuan Shao. Han Fan, the prefect of Yiyang County, pretended to surrender to Cao Cao while buying time to strengthen his defenses. Xu Huang then wrote a letter to Han Fan, tied it to an arrow, and fired it into the county. Han Fan became convinced after reading Xu Huang's letter and decided to surrender without putting up any resistance. This is the worst day for freezes, too, in the game. Maybe I should have taken it out and reset the disc or something.
Liu Bei. In this land today, there are but two true heroes. Can you name them?
No. I'm afraid that I lack the wisdom to make such a judgment.
Then I'll tell you. The two most able men are...
A 10 FPS cup fall.
Though two heroes move through this land,
Hold on.
only one can rule. And that will be me.
Hey, you don't have to yell at
Remember
me.
that, Liu Bei.
Here.
It takes me a second to get up, sorry.
Well, I don't know if you
We
can
were
hear me or not.
victorious at the Battle of Guan Yu. To defeat a much larger army with a smaller one, I am most impressed with my lord's abilities. That makes our
Thank you,
lord's
baby.
greatest enemy Liu Bei in Zhongling. However, Liu Bei is fleeing alongside his people. Must I really attack innocent peasants as well? Is Liu Bei a great leader guiding his people? Or is he merely a coward, using his people as a shield? Well, I guess there is only one way to find out.
It's true, he is using his people as a shield.
Xu Huang, your performance at Guan Yu was amazing. It was because of your skills that we were able to evade Yuan Shao's army. In this battle, I want you to pursue Liu Bei, who is trying to escape to Zhongling, and slay him. If anyone gets in your way, be they peasant or soldier, you are to show them no mercy. I see you do not believe in battles for reasons such as this. However, it is imperative that we eliminate Liu Bei now. Understood?
So in 208, Xu Huang followed Cao Cao to pacify Jing province and participated in the Battle of Red Cliffs in the winter. Cao Cao retreated north after the battle. Xu Huang was ordered to stay behind with Cao Ren. That's the only mention of the Battle of Jiangling, is that Cao Cao pursued Liu Bei, and then right after that we skipped to the Battle of Red Cliff. So, not much else to add.
The battle has reached its conclusion. Liu Bei abandoned his people, and now they are in misery. However, they bring it upon themselves by trusting in one such as him. If we can keep this up, then all of those opposed to us will surrender without incident. Our dreams of a land unified under our rule shall soon be realized.
Liu Bei at Shangbon, but he managed to get away. He was within my grasp, and I failed. This is most regrettable. Afterwards, we lost the Battle of Chibi to Sun Quan and Liu Bei. The damages were great, but our lord managed to regroup and immediately set out for Guanzhong. If we can capture the lands of Guanzhong, the advantage will shift in Wei's favor. We must do this as quickly as possible in order to bring an end to the chaos.
Yeah.
Our forces shall head west to conquer Guanzhong while Liu Bei and Sun Quan are busy squabbling over Jing. This is the perfect opportunity to expand our influence.
So, like I just said, there's only one paragraph about Battle of Changbon, Battle of Red Cliff, after the Battle of Red Cliff, and then we get into Cao Cao's northwestern campaigns, which is, mainly the Battle of Tong Pass.
The regional lords of
Oh, look at
Guanzhong
that!
have all banded together and assembled at Tong Gate. I shall move north and cross the river in order to attack the enemy from behind. Xu Huang, I want you to cross the river from the north and position yourself for a joint attack. I know you think it cowardly to attack the enemy from behind, but I am counting on you.
So in 210, Xu Huang led his troops to attack rebels in Taiyuan, besieged them in Daling, and defeated and killed the rebel leader Shang Yao. In 211, when Han Sui and Ma Chao led a coalition of northwestern warlords to start an uprising in Liang, Cao Cao ordered Xu Huang to move from Fenying County to pacify the people in Hedong Commandery. He also awarded Xu Huang gifts of cattle and alcohol, and allowed him to repair and clean up his ancestors' tombs. When Cao Cao led his forces to Tong Pass, he became worried that he would not cross the Wei River to attack the enemy, so he consulted Xu Huang for advice. Xu Huang suggested to Cao Cao to send him north across the Yellow River to circumvent Tong Pass. Cao Cao approved the plan and sent him and Zhu Ling to lead 4,000 troops across the river. They crossed Puban and started pitching camps, but before the defense fortification was complete, one of the coalition members discovered their presence and led 5,000 troops to attack them. Xu Huang and Zhu Ling managed to hold off Liang Jing and allowed Cao Cao and his remaining forces to cross the river.
Oh, come on. That's not all you've got. Put your heart into it.
Answer me this. Do you fight for what is right, or for something else?
That question has no place on the battlefield. In battle, you must only be true to your skill with the blade. There. Is that what you wanted to know?
Though I have defeated many of the regional lords of Guanzhong, those remaining shall definitely cause us problems when we attempt to take the land. We must dispose of them now, while we still can. Once we subdue Guanzhong, our forthcoming strategy should be easier to develop. Let us continue on the path to unifying the land beneath our rule.
So after Cao Cao's victory at Tong Pass, he sent Xu Huang and Zhao Yuan to pacify the various D tribes in Yumi County. Xu Huang and Zhao Yuan later rendezvoused with Cao Cao's main army at Anding Commandery. He sent Xu Huang and Zhao Yuan again to suppress the revolts in Fu County, where they defeated Liang Jing and forced some 3,000 civilian households into submission. When Cao Cao embarked on another campaign in western China to attack the warlord Zhang Lu in Hanzhong, he sent Xu Huang with a separate force to pacify the Di tribes living in Du and Chouyi mountains. Xu Huang succeeded and was promoted to general who pacifies bandits. Later, Xu Huang also lifted rebel siege on Zhang Shun, one of Cao Cao's officers, and defeated the rebel leader, Chen Fu, and destroyed some 30 rebel camps.
Our victory at Tong Gate was brief, for Liu Bei established the land of Shu in the Yi province. The land is now divided into three between our lord, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan. And now, Sun Quan has advanced his army on Hefei. Our defenses there are weak. This will surely prove to be a difficult struggle.
So after this was the Hanzhong campaign. Cao Cao returned to Ye after his victory over Zhang Lu at the Battle of Yangping in 215. He left Xu Huang and Zhao Yuan behind to defend the commandery against attacks by Liu Bei. During this time, Liu Bei sent Chen Shi to lead troops to cut off Zhao Yuan's supplies routes at I'm not even gonna try Hanzhong's main communication line. Xu Huang led a separate detachment to launch a fierce attack on Chen Shi and defeated him. Casualty rate on Chen Shi's side was very high, as many of his soldiers were forced to jump off the cliff during the attack. Cao Cao was delighted when he heard of the victory and gave orders to Xu Huang. This pass is a crucial gateway into Hanzhong. Liu Bei intends to isolate the pass and then move on to conquer Hanzhong. You have done well in foiling the enemy's attempt. Cao Cao then personally led reinforcements to Hanzhong commandery to counter Liu Bei's advances. Let's see, after this, we skip to the Battle of Fan Castle. Looks like Xu Huang wasn't even at the Battle of Hefei, at least in history. It is possible that he was there in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms at the very least, so let me look that up real quick. Yeah, Xu Huang was just straight up not at this battle. So, of all the times we've seen him show up to lead reinforcements, like in the earlier episode for Lu Meng, that's fabrication. He's not actually here. We just skipped to the Battle of Fan Castle.
However, I have trained for situations such as this. I shall overcome this adversity and lead the forces of Wei to victory.
Xu Huang, you performed magnificently at Guanzhong. The regional lords were trembling before your might. I want you to demonstrate that same valor against Wu. Wu has begun to advance their army towards Hefei, knowing that our forces there are weak. You must hurry. Lead an army there to see to its defense. There are several bases located throughout Hefei. Take advantage of them to slowly proceed forward and wipe out a smaller force defeating a much larger army. That is the beauty of strategy. Wu must have thought they would win that battle and are surely disappointed. We probably won't be hearing from them for a while. Now we must turn our attention to Liu Bei. But we won't be able to do anything until we've allowed some time for our current wounds to heal.
Next up should be the Battle of Fancheng.
Following the Battle of Hefei, fighting in Jing began to intensify. Meanwhile, Shu advanced their troops to make an attack on Fan Castle.
Xu Huang's most glorious moment in his military career came at the Battle of Fan Castle, when Fan Chang and Xiangyang were besieged by Liu Bei's general Guan Yu. Cao Cao first sent Yu Jin to lead a relief force to lift the siege, but Yu Jin's 7 armies were destroyed by a flood. Cao Cao then ordered Xu Huang to lead a second relief force to lift the siege. Cao Ren, the general defending Fan Chang, and Lu Chang, who defended Xiangyang, were both under siege for months.
The Shu attack was led by Guan Yu, whom I had fought with at Guandu. The chaos had indeed made him even stronger than before. He truly deserves the title god of war, which has been bestowed upon him. It is a warrior's duty to fight his lord's enemies, whomever they may be. This includes old friends. Guan Yu, prepare yourself, for I shall spare you no mercy.
Knowing that most of his soldiers were composed of new recruits without training, Xu Huang did not go straight into battle but camped behind the enemy at Yangling Bay to impose a deterrent effect. In the meantime, Cao Cao sent subordinates Zhu Shang and Lu Jian to assist Xu Huang and instructed him to advance only when Zhu Shang, Lu Jian, and all other reinforcements had arrived.
Cao Ren shall serve as the commander for this battle at Fan Castle. I can only hope that he can fulfill his duties for our lord, who is far away in Shu Chang. The enemy commander is Guan Yu. He is likely to try and use the rain in his attack against us. Focus on holding your position and striking only when the time is right. The Wu forces will be joining up shortly. I'm relying on you more than ever, Xu Huang. The constant honing of your skills shall pay off in the battle against Guan Yu.
At the time, Guan Yu had set up camp at Yanchang. When Xu Huang showed up, he ordered his troops to pretend to dig trenches to fool the enemy into thinking that they were trying to cut off supply routes. The enemy fell for this ruse, burnt down their camp, and abandoned their position, thus allowing Xu Huang to gain a foothold at Yanchang. After capturing Yanchang, Xu Huang pressed on and set up 2 linked camps about 30 zhangs away from Guan Yu's encirclement. Before Xu Huang attacked, Cao Cao sent Yin Shu, Zhu Gai, and other officers to lead another 12 military units to support him. Guan Yu's encirclement was made up of 5 camps, 1 main camp leading the siege and 4 supporting camps. Xu Huang deliberately spread news that he was going to attack the main camp to trick Guan Yu into strengthening his defenses at the main camp. In the meantime, he secretly sent his forces to attack the 4 supporting camps and succeeded in destroying them. When Guan Yu saw that the 4 camps were down, he personally led 5,000 troops to engage the enemy. Xu Huang launched a fierce attack on Guan Yu and succeeded in defeating him and lifting the siege on Fan Castle. During Xu Huang's attack, many of Guan Yu's soldiers panicked and fled towards the nearby Han River, where they drowned.
So now, Wu is begging for our help. So they fear Guan Yu that much. Guan Yu, this time, nobody can stop us. Not even you.
I said, what's up?
Defend yourself, or suffer death by my blade.
Oh, you said, boy.
Oh, I was talking to this one.
It's been too long, Xu Huang. I'm glad to see you came.
You're a good friend, but as an opponent of Wei, you're also my enemy.
Fair enough. Then let us express our mutual respect through battle.
And as true friends, provide each other a real challenge.
That's the other thing I like about this game too, is like adding those corny individual storylines.
Your skills are impressive. Though I have failed as a warrior, this is a glorious end. Farewell, and thank you.
We defeated Guan Yu. I had no particular grudge against him, but it is the duty of a warrior to defeat his opponent, no matter how great a hero he may be.
I owe it to all of you that I was able to answer the call at that instant.
So after the victory, Cao Cao praised Xu Huang. The enemy formation was very thick, yet you managed to achieve victory and destroyed their camps and killed so many of their men. I have fought in battles for over 30 years, but I've never heard of any person in history who attempted to break a siege by launching a direct attack on the enemy's encirclement. The situation at Fan Cheng was much worse than that at Zhu and Jimo. Your achievements are comparable to those of Sun Wu and Rang Zhu. The Shu Ji recorded an incident about Xu Huang meeting Guan Yu on the battlefield. Xu Huang had a close personal relationship with Guan Yu. They often chatted about other things apart from military affairs. When they met again at Fan Chong, Xu Huang gave an order to his men. Whoever manages to take Guan Yu's head will be rewarded 1,000 Jian of gold. Guan Yu was shocked, and he asked Xu Huang, "Brother, what are you talking about?" Xu Huang replied, "This is an affair of the state." Upon Xu Huang's return, Cao Cao went 7 li out of Zhuchang to greet him, giving him full credit for securing Fangchang and Jiangyang. Throughout the field reception, the soldiers of other commanders shifted about in order to get a better view of Cao Cao, but Xu Huang's men stood stationary in neat files. Seeing this, Cao Cao remarked, "General Xu has truly inherited the style of Zhou Yafu."
With this, we have managed to remove yet another obstacle in our Lord's path. I shall continue to serve loyally and fulfill my duties until an end is brought to this chaos.
It was during the final days of the year 200 AD when the Han Dynasty saw its end. Its demise ushered in a new era of chaos, brought on by several regional lords vying to rule China. There were those who sought absolute power, as well as those who fought for justice, and some simply fought for the sake of their beliefs. Many would rise and fall in their attempts to dominate the land. Xu Huang, from the Heidong region, he first made a name for himself while serving Yang Feng during the Yellow Turban Rebellion. After the defeat of Dong Zhuo, he dedicated his life to protecting the young Emperor Xian. After escaping Chang'an, Emperor Xian ordered Xu Huang to take him to Luoyang. Once there, they encountered Cao Cao, who intended to abduct the young emperor. Cao Cao was impressed with Xu Huang and invited him to join his army. Xu Huang accepted the offer and swore his loyalty. Xu Huang realized that his pursuit of true strength would be best facilitated by serving Cao Cao. In turn, Cao Cao relied on Xu Huang's abilities and always had him present on the battlefield. In 209 AD, Fan Castle in Jing was attacked and surrounded by Guan Yu. Upon hearing this, Xu Huang immediately volunteered to lead reinforcements to help the defending general Cao Ren. Although Guan Yu was an old friend whom he greatly respected, Xu Huang did not let his personal feelings affect his duties. He tore through Guan Yu's forces and rescued Cao Ren, saving Fan Castle. A few years after the Battle of Fan Castle, Cao Cao died from illness, and Cao Pi inherited the kingdom. Although he served a new master, Xu Huang's pursuit of true strength did not waver. He continued to contribute a great deal in the Wei effort to unify the land. These tales, long forgotten in the flows of time, are about the legends of which no one can recall.
Following Cao Cao's death in March 220, his son Cao Pi succeeded him and inherited his vassal king title as the King of Wei. Xu Huang continued to be heavily trusted by Cao Pi, as he was appointed General of the Right, and envaoffed as the Marquis of Lu District. In late 220, Cao Pi usurped the throne from Emperor Jian, ended the Eastern Han, and established the state of Cao Wei, with himself as the new emperor. After his coronation, Cao Pi promoted Xu Huang from district marquis to a county marquis under the title Marquis of Yang. Later, Cao Pi ordered Xu Huang and Zhao Hoshang to lead an army to attack Shangyong Commandery. After completing his mission, Xu Huang moved to the garrison at Yangping County, so his marquis title was changed to Marquis of Yangping. Cao Pi died in 226 and was succeeded by his son Cao Rui as the Emperor of Wei. During that time, Xu Huang successfully repelled an invasion on Xiangyang by the Wu general Zhuge Jin. For his contributions, he was awarded another 200 taxable households in his marquis state, bringing the total number to 3,100. When Xu Huang became seriously ill later, he gave instructions that he was to be given a simple burial after his death. He died in 227 and was granted the posthumous title Marquis Zhuang, which literally means robust marquis. Xu Huang's son, Zhu Gai, inherited his father's peerage as the Marquis of Yangping. After Zhu Gai died, his son, Zhu Ba, succeeded him as the next Marquis of Yangping. Cao Rui later divided their marquis state and awarded marquis titles to two descendants of Xu Huang. So, a very notable member, took place in a lot of battles, a lot of campaigns. His final battle, well, his final battle in the game at least, his finest battle, the Battle of Fan Castle. After that, like, even future skirmishes are kind of just like tiny 2-sentence paragraph footnotes here in his Wikipedia page. So at the very least, he had that moment in the sun. He was, you know, that honorable guy fighting for his country instead of, you know, letting his emotions get in the way against Guan Yu. Very cool person. Very glad we were able to read through his story. And here's an aside in the from the book itself, The Romance of the Three Kingdoms. So Xu Huang makes his first appearance in chapter 13. He and Yang Feng escort the Emperor Jian back to Luoyang. When Cao Cao comes to Luoyang to fetch the emperor, Yang Feng sends Xu Huang to stop him. Cao Cao knows on first sight that Xu Huang is an extraordinary man, so he orders Xu Chu to duel with Xu Huang. Neither side can gain an advantage over each other after 50 bouts. And by then, Cao Cao is very impressed. Not wanting either of the two men to get hurt, Cao Cao calls for Xu Chu to retreat. Man Chong, one of Cao Cao's subordinates, knows that his lord wants to recruit Xu Huang, so he volunteers to persuade Xu Huang to defect to their side. That very night, Man Chong disguises himself as a common soldier, sneaks into Xu Huang's tent, and manages to convince him to switch allegiance to Cao Cao. Man Chong then suggests that Xu Huang slay Yang Feng to prove his loyalty to Cao Cao, but Xu Huang refuses to kill his former superior out of respect for him. In the novel, Xu Huang meets his end during the Jinchong Rebellion, when he is struck by an arrow in the forehead fired by the rebel leader Meng Da. His men immediately take him back to camp where the physician removes the arrow and tries to heal him, but Xu Huang eventually dies. The novel states that he is 59 years old at the time of his death. This figure, however, is not supported by any evidence from all historical records. I love that. Because there are so many characters so far that we encounter where it's like, yeah, he actually died in real life, like in a puddle of his own blood and shit from like dysentery and diarrhea. But in the book, though, he dies gloriously in battle. But I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes back then.
The chaos. It continues yet. I still have so far to go.
Game freezes, but that's a really good, it's a really good freeze.
I still have so far to go. In order to bring peace to the land, I must become even stronger. I will not rest. Not until my destiny is fulfilled.
That's all I wanted. And that is the story of Xu Huang.